sweet adversary. The fields are stiff with straws the dead can scarcely breathe through. Of snow no one can see the end. Inside each limb, countless leaves are curling. How, like a frozen raven, I imagine you. As stranger. You are a thread of music, lost, heard, then lost again, a song sung upon a wave. I am locked inside a music box, battered by the kisses of a toy ballerina. Nostrum. I've tied the hem of your death to the end of my bed, counted your hallucinations like sheep. No bigger than small children, regrets limp back to sleep in their bloody socks. A worm crawls out from under my lifeline. When I lean out the window, beauty and time drop from my pockets like silverware, a brooch, a watch, a set of everything I've lost. How easily things pass over into a world we hardly know. Because the best days are the first to flee. It's all right to lie down in delusion together. Two strangers asleep under an apple tree, dreaming of a tiny cloud released from the waste of an hourglass. Before poetry. 1. There was a time when flowers of the field were flowers of the field, and did not fall from the wandering mouths of strangers. The apple blossom was not the nothing in its fatal going. 2. We were not born sobbing the stories of our deaths. Once muses made love to us. Once the word made flesh. 3. There was a time when nothing stood for the darkness found only inside bones. Lucifer meant light bringer to the blind. Wolves did not circle anything. 4. The more I lose, the more symbols I find, and for each I gain, I am less. Like this, like this, like this, like a spore wintering inside a thimble, like thimbles. Darkling. They say I shouldn't think of you, as if you were a piano at the bottom of a lake. The worst I can do is turn you into something. They say I should think of you dead, though you are a flower bursting through armor. Strangelet. I dream I find you on my sofa, sleeping, mistake you for a rifle laid down gently until dawn. How silent my dream of you sleeping as a rifle so sweetly, and perhaps dreaming. How awful to find you still inside my being. I think Michael mentioned that when I'm not teaching, I'm actually helping my husband restore iconography, statues, and murals, and old oil paintings from churches throughout Western Mass. And so this came out of that experience. These are, the title is Restoring the 14 Stations of the Cross. And they're huge, they're about this big, and my job was to paint all the little figures. It took a whole summer. Restoring the 14 Stations of the Cross. I look down on a mountain, on a cry rising up from the cracked earth. I looked down on the swine and the cattle, and they moaned a little. And I looked down on the tiny beings and their tiny tools, and a few looked back and shuddered. I looked on their blades slung low on their hips, their ropes and whips, their hem-stained gowns, their field of filthy crosses, and it was good. And I looked down then on a shepherd lost. I moved over his path in the dust, and it vanished under my great fist. He stumbled. He bled over stones. This too was good. Everything was as it should be. I painted him pale and thin as parchment. I drained blood from his crown, thick and dark like ox blood. In the end, his nimbus crumbled in my fingers, and when he looked up into the firmament, I withdrew from him, from all of them. And this poem also came from that experience, washing the feet of the crucifix. Tethered divers, we go fathoms down. I unwind the rope to let him rise, hover above me in deep water, a place we can bend in the undercurrents like weeds or hair, a place I can forgive him, his barnacled halo, his delicate ankle bone fastened in the skeleton of my hand. While you were gone. While you were gone, I wrestled a mannequin out of your trunk. She was a mess of hair and lipstick smears. I think you tried to pierce her with hat pins. Her eyes, forest green marbles, glued deep in her sockets. They were fixed to the sky, as if she were praying or having a fit, or both. No matter how I tried, I couldn't budge her rigid lids. I tried kissing her full on the mouth. I slept at her feet as if on the stairs of a silent white church. I propped her up and showed an excruciating film strip of a waterfall across my bare chest, but nothing made her see me. I hope you won't miss her much. She leapt head first into the river. As she rushed away with her arms in the air, I broke out laughing. Just, I think, 3 more. Daffodil. Daftly ill and prone to languid and introspective poses, I'm haunted by the wedding of the shepherdess to the caterwaul. Naked vines straining their infinitesimal mouths, the somniloquy of the sleeping asp, a bloated lamb split by the strokes of bells, and 3 bees sipping the fragile city growing on my shoulder. Please forgive me. I am an ancient man. I lean upon a great rusted saw blade. This is called Notes from the Boat Docks. I don't know if you've ever been to the Happy Valley. This was written in Smith College in the Gardens. Notes from the Boat Docks. As the boats believe in the sighing boathouse, and 2 black dogs struggle for the same tossed stick, I have faith the statue of a young woman, that cast of solitude in the garden, will one day drop her book of stone, and forgetting an afternoon of suicide, step down from the ledge and dip her fingers in cool, bright shoots. I believe in the hunger of slim bathers, in the calm face of the day moon, in St. Jude, the saint of lost causes, as he floats by, face down, in his clear robe of water, in the duck feigning a broken wing, and in the one black dog as her jaws finally close around a duckling in her daydream on the grass. I believe in passing clouds as they darken a page of Yeats, in tiny laughter ringing across the water like a chandelier of spoons, in 2 girls approaching in rowboats, no longer dolls. Closer, I can almost brush the rounder one, blushed from working the current, wounded even, like the pear smoldering with bees at my feet. I compare the girls to us, but we are more like the bees, seized by a dark perfume of things, thirsty and drowning together in sweetness under the red bridge, I believe, always within reach, even if you cannot. And it's the last poem I'll read. It's called Oracle. I see grave clothes unfurling inside a flooded coffin. I see the box loosening in the mud, struggling to surface, the hand-carved mahogany, the pleated velvet pillow, the soaking gray clothes, and of course, the body fresh inside the box, the hand still soft, falling open like a lily, the hair ribboning the cheek, the head listing in the direction of the muddy hole, riding swells down Harkness Road, the body blushing in the box, the body's pink earlobes, finger pads, the body's bracelet of bells ringing underwater, sailing faster now, faster than you think, the water filling the mouth, black, overflowing, the body itself stirring, dancing to a bracelet of bells, over tracks stitching the land, past the goldfish still in its bowl, I see the coffin rolling, lifting in the current, the cold water rushing in, the body spinning faster inside the box, the eyelids opening, closing, the grave clothes twisting, rising over the poppy and plow, I see it hovering over this valley. Thank you.